Sky Squad, this is me right now trying to put the pieces together from last night's Love and Marriage Huntsville escapades. We got a couple more updates that we got to let you guys in on with regards to the case of the who put Paws on who down in Huntsville. We're going to talk about that, and we're also going to recap Love and Marriage DC. Okay. Now, for those of you guys who have been living under a rock, it's your boy DJ Richie Skye, and we are back with another video, baby. Back with another video, and we got to talk about last night's shenanigans, okay? You guys can read the headlines here. We talked about this a little bit last night, and now we got some further information. Links for the actual video lives will be down in the description of this video. You guys can check those out after we finish talking. You guys can get all into Miss Wanda's live. You guys can get into Melody's live as well, where she responds. And then we're going to talk about, again, like I said, Love and Marriage DC. Now, the interesting thing about last night is that I kind of feel like whatever happened down in Huntsville really honestly took over the night last night, and it overshadowed the episodes themselves. To be quite honest with you, it was already a Memorial Day weekend, but you add to that the fact that they had this whole brawl that allegedly happened, and that just took over social media. And so I felt like we were all trying to watch lives and figure out what was going on with who and how and what happened and where it happened and who was a part of it, that it was hard to actually focus on the episodes. But let's go ahead and get into this thing. First things first. So the headlines initially read that Martell and Marceau from Love and Marriage Huntsville reportedly got into an altercation during filming. That's what we heard, right? Because in this video right here, you can see Melody is, she runs off. She talks about someone pulling a sneak attack on either her or Martell. Later on, we feel like it's that Miss Wanda allegedly put hands on her. Then we get Martell running up on somebody and her trying to chase him down and screaming that their kids are watching and for him not to do anything else or cause him any more damage. Now, when we take things over to Miss Wanda's live, Miss Wanda basically says that, and you know what? We might as well take advantage of this. Guys, listen, go ahead and get your 40% off your CMOS. Code Wanda. I mean, listen, it's been Wanda for the past couple of weeks. I mean, so we might as well keep this thing going for today, okay? Now, according to Wanda's live, Melody, who we did see in yesterday's live, went to go visit Wanda's food truck, and this occurred after filming for Destiny's event at her either salon/shop, okay? Miss Wanda says she was invited by Destiny to participate in the event, so she went out there with her food truck to make a little extra coin. Now, we can see from Melody's video from yesterday that Melody actually, walked up to the food truck, and we saw that here. And you see Martell is behind her, and then you can also see her mom is also behind her as well. So Miss Wanda details that, and she says this was after they had already been filming inside and done everything that they needed to do, and filming was allegedly done. So she says that things got really jumped off when Melody came over with her security guards. So I don't know who Miss Wanda is referring to, if they were actually security guards or if she was just referring to Martell and Miss Vanessa or what. I'm not necessarily sure. But apparently, Miss Wanda says, as you guys can hear in the video, she was being nice to Melody, and the two of them seemed like they were having a pretty friendly interaction. Thank you so much for the super chat, Espar. I appreciate that. And so at some point, Miss Wanda says that Melody started to stick her finger in her face. Now, I'm not necessarily sure what this was about. And again, this is alleged from Miss Wanda. And we've got to also make sure that we understand that all this commentary is alleged, because we're going off of what one person is saying. And then we'll talk about what Melody is saying. But for right now, Miss Wanda is alleging that Melody stuck her finger in her face. And she says chaos ensued after that. Now, there was something that Miss Wanda was alluding to about not knowing who the baby's children are, or something to that effect, and Melody knowing that she wasn't talking about, her kids or something like that. I'm not necessarily sure, but for Miss Wanda, she says it was on and popping, and she says that she tore Melody up like a piece of paper. Okay. That's what she said in her live. She also says that Melody was, screaming about having scratches on her, and taking her to court or whatever like that. And Miss Wanda says, she alleges that Melody needs to take her mammy, again, this is Miss Wanda's words, to court, because she needs to find out who her daddy is, because according to Miss Wanda, Melody's dad does not acknowledge her. Now, this is all coming from Miss Wanda, all right, in her live. The live is actually down in the description down below. You guys can check that live out on the Empress Radio YouTube channel. Go on over there, hit that subscribe button, give them a like, a comment after you watch the video in its entirety. It's about 14 minutes, but I just basically gave you guys the cliff notes, okay? So then there's another live that's on the page as well. I guess Melody went live after all of that event took place, and people were asking her questions, to which she really couldn't answer that much. But she says in her live that nobody put hands on her, nobody touched her, and she did not get beat up, okay, by nobody. But Miss Wanda is claiming otherwise. Miss Wanda is claiming that she tore her up like a piece of paper. So there you have it. There's what she said, and then there is what she said. You guys let me know in the comment section, who do you believe? But Melody did say that we will see it play out on television. So that's where we are with that. Wow. Again, the unfortunate thing for me is that in this situation, I feel like all of this overshadowed the show from when it was airing last night. If they could have just moved all of this to Friday, when it really wasn't a lot of news, that would have been a lot better. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just my personal thought. Carlos, don't have them film no more when the season is airing, because we just don't even know what could pop off. Okay, so I'm gonna just ask that you not even have them film on Saturday nights when the season is airing no more, because um the, the, the block is allegedly too hot. Okay, down there, the block is allegedly too hot. Okay, that's all I know. All right. Um, let's chat DC for just a bit. Okay. And again, I know a lot of this was overshadowed by the Love and Marriage Huntsville drama. But for those of you guys who did see it, we're gonna chat about DC real quick. And if you did not see it, stick around, because I want you guys to know what's going on, and what we would rate the episode. I'm going to give this episode, if you happen to see it last night, let me know what you would rate the episode on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to give this episode an 8.5. I'm going to give it an 8.5 because this whole situation with Winter and her relationship, I feel like we need a bit more clarification and clarity on exactly what happened in this scenario. I know that we've gotten a conversation with Kevin and Chris Samuels, and I know that we've heard from Winter exactly what happened. But like Ashley, I too have a lot of questions about how you would end up with this guy that you could not go and visit because of the panorama. Like, how would you end up getting into a relationship with this guy, and you haven't seen his place? And we can't blame that on the panorama, because ultimately you got married during the panorama. So I don't understand it exactly. Intuitive Harmony says Winter's relationship is a lot of blur. And so until I get more clarity on that, I need for Winter on this show, okay? Not just during an interview, but I need her to lay down the foundation of how she ended up in this relationship. In my interview that's coming out with Monique, I do get into Kevin's backstory a bit. She gives a lot more perspective on what she knew about him then versus who he is now. Okay. But right now, we don't have enough information. So I feel like the questions that Ashley is asking Winter to me are very valid questions. Now, Ashley's delivery might just be a little bit too sharp for Winter, but these are the same questions that I'm writing in my notes when I'm watching the episode. Okay. Um, we learned that Kevin is 60 and Winter is 40. And Ashley's like, well, why don't you know that he didn't have a car and he lived in the basement of his mom? And then Winter says that the attorney called her today and lets her know that he has been served. So Monique wants to kind of change the topic and she wants to play a game called Not for Lazy Couples. She says, well, Winter is the specialist, so she will be the host. And Ashley is like, well, how did you become a specialist? And Quick, Ashley's husband, is like, well, basically, listen, everybody that be calling themselves like the specialist, like, what these are his words. He says, the nail tech people, their nails ain't never done. He says the people that do hair, their hair ain't never done. Now, I don't know about that for him, okay? But for me, the lady that does my nails, her nails be tip-top shape, okay? And the people that cut my hair, their hair be, they cuts be looking right. So I don't know who he been going to, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just saying, I just don't know. But anyway, the bottom line is, can you be a relationship coach or specialist if you are not currently in a successful relationship? Let me know. Let me know. I mean, I'm just trying to figure it out. What do you guys think about it? Because Ashley is like, I want to know because you got one divorce and you got one scammer, okay? And in her confessional, she says, "I just think that you should have a successful relationship and a and a successful story in order for you to be, trying to guide the people, okay?" And Winter is like, "Well, there's nobody that I cannot reach because I've been through it all, so I can speak to anyone. So why am I, as the victim, not successful?" Ashley tells her, "You're successful as a person, but not as a wife because you didn't know your husband." And honestly, Ashley is grilling with the questions. I'm not mad at it. Winter at one point says that, it was the panorama. That was the why he couldn't come to my house and I wasn't going to his. And Ashley's like, well, girl, you married him. And pretty soon, Ashley and Quick start to zone out. Monique is already in Africa. Okay. She in her mind, she's already in Africa. And she does not even care that these people are beefing. So they try to change the subject again. All right. Monique asked if they could have anything that they want, what would their fantasy be? And so Quick says, I don't like that question. Who is your celebrity crush? So apparently, Ashley's crush was Uncle Jesse from Full House or something. And then it moves into saying that now Ashley doesn't really have a celebrity crush because if she wanted to, she could reach out to anyone at this point now because of social media. It's just a lot easier to do so. But Winter took that as, oh, so you're basically saying that because of your husband, Quicksilver, you have access to celebrities now. Okay. And Ashley don't like that. Okay. She ain't like that not one bit. All right. She ain't like that not one bit. Um, so I was like, okay, well, all right then. Um, Jamie and Arena head out on a run. They recap the Samuels dinner. Jamie says he feels like it was a setup and he's mad about the infidelity question. And he's annoyed because Arena is telling people about, their past, struggles or whatever. I'm not mad at Arena for giving the details because that's why y'all on the show. If you don't want to give up those intimate details, then this is probably not the show for you. okay? Especially if it's called love and marriage. Meanwhile, we learned that he wants to take the kids out boxing, and she encourages him to have a talk with Lil Jamie, who he's been having some issues with. Monique and Chris pack for Africa. They recap the dinner from the night before. She has an issue with him hushing her, okay? Um, and she's like, "You don't be doing that type of stuff to me no more." Winter calls and encourages the two of them to be present with each other when they go to Africa. Okay. Chris feels like he's walking on eggshells in the relationship. She wants to get some romance back into their lives. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, I feel like this is this is an easy thing to fix. Okay. Y'all going on this trip together. Maybe next time y'all decide to go on a trip, and this is just a thought, leave the kids at home, and then the two of y'all go on a romantic excursion alone together so that y'all can have that alone time and get that romance going again. Easy to me, easy fix. Okay. Tina says, as an educator, I would start a GoFundMe to purchase Wanda a Hooked on Phonics kit. Her video is very difficult to follow. You know what, Tina? Get out of get out of here. Get out of here. Okay. Over at Winter's house, her mom stops by, and we get a bit more details about her marriage to Kevin and how her mother felt like she at first encouraged the relationship, but then she realized something was off with Kevin. Um, you know, Winter feels responsible for being deceived. That's all we really get from this situation. Arena and Ashley meet up because Ashley's trying to get rid of her underarm sweat at the Botox place. They recap the dinner, and Ashley is basically like, if you're going to be bold and tell this crazy story about this divorce, you got to be prepared for people to ask questions. And Arena tells Ashley, like, girl, well, you were kind of getting a little bit loud with her, so she probably felt attacked. Ashley felt like she felt attacked because of the access comment that Winter made, but I kind of felt like, well, Ashley, if you're going to ask those types of questions, then you got to expect that Winter is going to pop back at you at some point. Okay. I mean, you just got to expect it. So Arena encourages her to get to know her more. But Arena, you might want to be encouraging Ashley to get to know you more too. Because in a minute, we're going to learn that Ashley don't feel like she's that close to you either. Okay. But Ashley does feel like there's something phony about Winter. She just don't know what it is. At the boxing rink, Jamie has invited Quick and his kids. We learned that Jamie wants his son, Jason, to be a DJ. But Quick is wondering if Jason himself actually wants to be a DJ or if this is something that Big Jamie wants for him. Quick ends up having a conversation with Lil Jamie. We learned that Quick had been shot at the age of 13, paralyzed for about 8 months, lost to both of his parents, and had been on his own since he was 18 and made some really bad decisions. And he does not want to see Lil Jamie go down that path. Now, this is one of those conversations that I find very interesting, and I really like to see it happen amongst Black men on television. And we don't oftentimes get to see this enough, where someone is encouraging someone else's son not to engage in this street life because it really is a dead end. Okay. So I like that. Winter brings, oh, hold on for a second. Espar says Winter and Kevin get married in his parents' backyard, and then she posted pics of her in the wedding dress like it was high end. Wait, is that the truth? Is that what happened? Somebody let me know. Somebody let me know. Thank you for that super chat, though. Yeah, that was a real moment that we saw between, Quick and Lil Jamie. And again, I just appreciate it because, we like a lot. We like the drama. We like the chaos. But for me as a Black man, I also want to see these types of conversations happen because it just means that perhaps you've reached one more Black man and encourage one more Black man to take a different direction that will impact his future in a positive way. So to me, I just feel like I need more of those conversations as well. Winter gets the girls together minus Monique because Monique is in the Africa. Okay. Ashley, Arena, and Tasha, they all go out to lunch. Now, Tasha is another friend of the show. Winter is hopeful to make some new friends and address the elephant in the room with the tension with her and Ashley. They toast to new friendships, and Ashley is like, friend is a big word and she thinks that they're new acquaintances. Arena is like basically Arena is doing her job at this luncheon and saying, well, you know what? I feel like there's something more there. Why don't you be honest? Tell us how you really feel. Okay. Ashley says that, she just wants sincere friends. And Arena asks specifically if Ashley thinks that she and Winter could go out and hang out. Ashley says, I could go out with anybody, but does that make us friends? No. Winter says that there is hope to get there, but, she recognizes that they won't be automatic BFFs. And then she asks about the dinner. Ashley says that she was bored with talking about Winter's situation. And Arena reminds her that Quick threw some shade about her being a relationship coach. Again, Arena was doing her job at this lunch, okay? Winter says that she took all of the relationship talk as a joke, but she basically was upset mostly with Ashley because Ashley said that she felt like Ashley was saying that she was a failure as a wife, okay? So Ashley basically goes in that Winter needs to take accountability for a lapse in judgment that she married a man that she really didn't know. And to be quite honest, that is very true. But Winter feels like that is judgment, and Ashley feels like it's her opinion that Winter keeps talking about this situation, so she's gonna have an opinion on it. Ashley feels like she's allowed to ask questions about it, but Winter kind of diverts and it makes an analogy, and that analogy is this: it's about friendship. She uses Arena as an example. She says, you and Arena are friends, right? And Ashley just looks over, doesn't say yes. And Arena's like, now, wait a minute now. How I get put in it? And Ashley says, well, we're getting friendly, but Arena is kind of shocked. I mean, she takes it in stride, right? She takes it in stride in her confessional, but you could tell it kind of bothered her a little bit. Like, girl, I just was with you the other day when you was getting needles poked all up in your armpits, and now you telling me that we ain't friends. Okay, child. Okay. If that's what we are, that's where we at. Okay, I guess we still getting to know each other too. Ashley's like, well, Arena hasn't been to my house, and she doesn't know if I live in my mama's basement or not. Basically, a dig at Winter's ex. So Winter points out that regardless of if you know someone that well, if you're getting to know them in a friendship, then you shouldn't come across so harsh and judgmental. And Tasha, who is also a friend to the show, chimes in and says that it wasn't what Ashley said, it was her delivery and how she said it. And Tasha feels like Ashley was grilling her. Ashley in her confessional says, Tasha, why are you even here? And then she says, oh, wait, I wasn't supposed to say that. In my opinion, I do not know if this was true or not, but I'm wondering if if Ashley felt like, you're just a friend to the show. Why are you piping into this conversation like this? I don't know if that's what she was thinking, but all I could go is what she said in the moment. Okay. What she said in the moment. I was like, oh my, it's going down today. Winter says she appreciates Ashley's honesty, but felt like it was aggressive. So Ashley in her confessional is like, oh, here we go. I'm about to be aggressive, Ashley. So she apologizes if she came across aggressive, but she meant what she said. And then, her and Winter kind of go like, they start talking about it some more. And Ashley reiterates, I'm not apologizing again. Okay. And so it kind of ends there. I don't think that this luncheon made any of these ladies any closer. In fact, I think it kind of further divided the ladies, if anything. And so it will be interesting to see how they try to figure out a way to come back together again. Asata says, hey, Rich, I heard Ariana Curry went live and she looked depressed and also looked like she was crying and sad looking yesterday and very stressed out. If you go to the Empress Radio channel, after this video, there is a live there that they did capture from Ariana Curry, but I could not glean how she felt from that live. She was just basically kind of asking questions about, oh my God, like what happened? Y'all saying what happened? Who did what or whatever? So I don't really know. You would have to kind of judge that for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that was it. That was it for Love and Marriage DC. Um, I mean, it's hard to recap the shows when you got all out brawls happening, during the filming. And I don't know. I don't know. I mean, y'all gonna have to do something about this filming schedule. You know what I'm saying? You get these events happening on a Tuesday or something like that. During the middle of the week when we can really get into it. All right, because I can't be trying to recap the shows, but checking everybody's lives and social media, trying to find out what's been going on. It just make things difficult. But anyway, uh, listen, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys get your CMOS at amirin.com. Use 40% off. Get 40% off with the code Wanda. Okay, at checkout. Wanda. Wanda is the woman. The woman of the hour. Make sure you guys continue to thank you for subscribing to the channel if you've already done so, and thank you guys for tuning in for the chat. I appreciate you guys so much. All about those comments. Thank you so much for that super chat as well. And y'all be safe out there this weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend, but I want y'all to be safe and not sorry. So y'all know I love y'all, and I will catch y'all in the next video.